Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who did Jack Reacher and Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, so he's got this working relationship going with them. And this is a Tom Cruise produced film. He took over the production side of things back, I think, during the third film. I might be wrong, could have been the second one. J.J. Abrams came in and saved this franchise with the third film, in my opinion, because the second one really stank. These movies are heist films, and that's what makes them so great. And this director knows it, and he utilizes it in every chance he can. And they have been utilizing that, again, ever since the third one. So the second one kind of stands off on the side as different. Sorry, John Woo. John Woo loves to use doves and slow motion and everything. He directed Face Off, and I was just crazy about him during that period. So anyway, Rogue Nation. Rogue Nation stars Tom Cruise, Rebecca Ferguson, Jeremy Renner, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Alec Baldwin. Big cast, and it's great for that, and it kind of reminds me of Joss Whedon and the way that he does things, and what he's good at is that a director of these films now needs to beef up the camaraderie between these characters. These characters have been doing heist after heist throughout these movies, and they are becoming now more of a family than just co-workers. They actually are out to save one another at the risk of their own selves. But what I loved so much about Ghost Protocol and then this film is that they took a lighter touch to it and they beefed up the camaraderie, and that's the fun between these characters is what's really great. And what I liked about Rogue Nation is they actually took Ving Rhames' character and Simon Pegg character and had them work together. Ving Rhames kind of fell by the wayside ever since the third movie when Simon Pegg was introduced. Simon Pegg kind of took over from that character, but they kept Ving Rhames kind of on the sidelines, and so it was really nice to see the whole gang get back together. And Jeremy Renner, of course, does a fantastic job. He does a great job at everything he touches. Tom Cruise is the best actor in the world at playing Tom Cruise. In my opinion, if you look back at most of his films, he's kind of the same character. This is where Tom Cruise gets his bashing. Well, not the only place. He is the best at being Tom Cruise. And Ethan Hunt and Jack Reacher and the character in Edge of Tomorrow and the character in Oblivion, all pretty much the same guy, but Tom Cruise plays it brilliantly. He has the humor. He knows who he is. He knows what he can work for. This guy has been in the business for so long, and it's so easy to forget that because he still looks 25. And it's unfair, I tell you. Dang nabbit. Now, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, what's going on is that the IMF, otherwise known as the Impossible Mission Force, is crumbling by the government because of all the devastation that it has succumbed cities to and everything like that. This other organization known as the Syndicate, who is as highly trained as the IMF, who are hunting down the IMF. This movie is all global. It takes place everywhere, and you don't really know who's IMF, who is the Syndicate, who is the British Intelligence Agency. Rebecca Ferguson plays a member of the British Intelligence Agency, and a lot of critics are just hailing her as like just walking away with this film. She's getting a lot of really great press for this. Personally, I didn't see anything more special with her than other women in each of these installments. There's always a different girl, and she was serviceable. She didn't do more for me than, say, the other girls did, but it was interesting to see her paired next to Ethan Hunt as kind of his equal as far as the training goes, and her being on the British intelligence side. But I was kind of wanting, because of the mention of British intelligence, hasn't been really mentioned in the other films, I don't believe. And I was just thinking, oh my god, at the end, if there was some after credits or something like that where Daniel Craig showed up and had a word sparring with Ethan Hunt, and then they're just about to fight, and then we go to credits or something like that. I was thinking of that, but that would be kind of wrong, because these movies should stand apart, stand in a different universe than the James Bond films. James Bond is all about the espionage and the spy work and the clothes and the music, and it's classic in that way. I think Mission Impossible would kind of infringe on that and kind of ruin that tone. And the James Bond tone's doing so great right now that with Daniel Craig's performance and where they're at, fans are very happy, and I think the Mission Impossible would succumb a little bit by that blending. So I've heard a lot about putting those two together, but ultimately I don't think it'd be a great idea. But Mission Impossible. So these movies, I love the first one, with they had so much of the heist. And that's what these movies are great, when they say, okay, we got to get into this highly protective place, some bank or some vault or something, and they kind of look at each other like, this is a mission impossible. And then you get a dun 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 dun, and they're all sitting around a table and they're talking about the various ways that Ethan Hunt's going to be crazy and do some crazy stunt. And that's what's exciting about these movies. Every time they have to go and do a heist, you get excited when that music starts playing and they're talking about how they're going to accomplish it. And then when they're accomplishing it, the things that they do, it's just like, whoa, that's cool. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's neat. They're fun and neat gadgetry movies. And that's what's really cool about these. And that's what works, I think, for me. And with the camaraderie and the joking with each other while they're under this suspenseful time as the clock is ticking kind of thing, it works, and it keeps on being fun, and it's like a show that just won't end because it's got a great shtick, and this is no different. These are movies that just won't end until Tom Cruise finally ages, or they'll recast it with someone else, a different character. Maybe Ethan Hunt gets killed off eventually. I think we're going to be seeing Mission Impossible movies for a long time. This is the 5th installment, okay? It's very rare that a 5th sequel will do well, okay? So this is doing really well. People are really liking it, and the whole scene that you see in the trailers with the airplane and him hanging on to the side, you know that's really Tom Cruise. He really did that. I don't know if you've read or caught on to that, but he is one of the most insane rich celebrities in the world. Anyway, being worth so much and doing these stunts, he's a crazy man, but he's really doing it, and I got to give him props for that. And I'm so glad that the airplane stunt wasn't put somewhere in the middle of the movie as an important thing. They put it at the very beginning, so you get in there and you see the whole thing, and it's just as exciting as you wanted it to be, because it doesn't give away the whole movie. The marketing has been great on this. They just did a great stunt to get you hooked, but they didn't give the story all away. You expect a lot of things in this film and it turns out completely different. So your expectations going in are tested, and that is a great, great thing, because that's not going on with a lot of films. So, guys, for what it is, for a Mission Impossible movie, I'm going to have to say this is an A. This is an A. Rogue Nation is an A. I prefer the last one a lot, but yeah, I'm going to have to say A. So guys, thank you so much for all your support and watching these videos. If you liked this, follow the link to the channel, What Do I Know video. Hit subscribe and take a look at what else I've done on here, you know. And if you have any comments, please bash me away or salute me or start a conversation. I would love to hear from you, and I will answer back, of course. So thanks for tuning in. Guys, these are just my opinions. They're not written in stone, because what do I know?